We're gonna wait 10 seconds for all the anime watching dumbasses to leave this video, because this is a serious topic which I wanna dive deep into. This is gonna be a long video, so they do not have the attention spans to watch the entire video. So I'm just gonna wait for you guys to leave. Okay? 10, 9, 8, 7. When I was 15 years old is when I first found out about self-improvement. I just read Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins, and I instantly knew, okay, these are the things I need to do in order to elevate my life. You know, all the basic things that I must start a business now. Okay, I have to work on my body now. I have to be disciplined about this. I have to stop fapping. I have to leave my parents' house ASAP. I need to do all these things. I need to give up my stupid friends, all these different things. I got aware about it. But my biggest problem during this time was I did not have the discipline to actually do it, or I did not have the balls to do it. So when it comes to starting a business, for example, there's always some excuse that, oh, I'm too young, or I'm too this, or I need this, I don't have this, I don't have that. Maybe I should get a job first. Like I used to express my desires to my parents and my relatives. Ki, I want to start a business, I want to do this, I want to do that. You know, there would never be that support that you were looking for when it came to these things, and that became an excuse. I want to leave my parents' house. You're too young, you don't know how to do this, you can't even go out, you can't even travel alone, blah 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 blah. It's like all the society was pressuring me into the guilt, and I accepted it. And that created lots of pain in my life, where I knew what to do, yet I still didn't do it. It created immense pain. And when it comes to picking a career and life in general, many people these days are confused about what career they should pick, what they should do in their life, why are they even alive, etc., etc. And all of these problems have one common solution that we are going to talk about today, where you already know what to do, but you're just not doing it. So if this resonates with you, where you know what to do in terms of, like, you know, the daily activities, like, you know, you should maybe start a business today, or you should do this, or you should not fap, but you still keep fapping, and just life in general, where you are genuinely confused, you don't know what to do. Okay, these two things we're going to talk about. So if it resonates with you, watch till the end of the video. You'll definitely learn a thing or two. We are the first generation in the history of mankind to have every single piece of information at our fingertips. What I mean by that, so even in basic conversations, right? Let's say me and my friend are talking. It's like, oh my god, bro, it's so hot. And his reply, it's very common now to say, "Arey, yeah, bro, it's so hot, bro. Let me check what the degrees is." And you check the degrees on the phone. Oh, it's 45 degrees. Oh my god, it's so hot. I mean, it's fine, but like, it just goes to show that we have this kind of information, any kind of information at our fingertips, whether it's the weather or this and that, the birthday of a celebrity, every smallest thing that people back in the day will have to guess or go to somebody else to get that information, essentially a knowledgeable person, or go to a book, or go to something which will take time for them to actually learn that information. So my theory is that kids are not lost these days. They just have an infinite amount of options to choose from, and it is impossible to choose from infinite options. It's just not possible. Mathematically, it's not possible. You tell me, if you were given 100 of the best fruits in the world, and there was just one fruit, okay, one watermelon, one mango, one apple, etc., etc., 100 of them, and they told you, listen, this is the last fruit you'll ever eat in your life, and you can only eat one. Would you just like you know, like, at the comfort of watching this video, you would say that, I would just pick a mango and I'll eat it and get done with? But when you were actually in that situation, you will spaz out and you will panic. You will most likely not even eat any fruit. It's the same thing with the career example. We are told that, okay, you have one life, you have these many infinite career options, these many life paths, pick one. And you're expected to pick at, like, you know, 8th grade, 9th grade and all this bullshit. How is that even possible? It's not right. So that's what's causing deep depression and anxiety, which we'll come on to in a bit. There's hundreds of courses, hundreds of jobs, hundreds of life paths, all to achieve one goal. Like there's so many different paths to achieving, let's say the most common goal would be financial freedom. Fine. There's thousands of ways to get financial freedom. Now, which one do I pick? Right? It's very like difficult to choose if you were given an option like that. And I have proof to show that this is actually a thing. I get many DMs like this on an almost daily basis. What do I do? I'm confused, this and that. And literally every friend that I know, not literally, every single friend that I know, they do not know what they want to do out of their life. They do not have like the clear vision of 40, 50 years, which I'm fortunate to have. I'm very fortunate to know exactly what I want out of my life. But like out of my population, of my demographic, nobody knows. So every single kid who's born in the 70s, they all had a similar life path. They were born, they went to school, they went then to college, and college they had like three options like science, engineering, and whatever. Like arts wasn't a thing back then. I don't know the different streams, but they had 10 courses to choose from at max. Most people would probably have 10 courses. It's very easy to choose from 10 courses, isn't it? Then they would not really give a fuck about like, what will be my pay package after college or this and that. Nah, bro, this like, kya karna hai? Doctor, okay, fine, doctor. Engineering, this, okay, engineering. This commerce, then commerce, whatever. And then you get to take the job, take any job. Like after that, it didn't really matter that you got, the Google job, the Instagram job, the Facebook job, the Tesla job, the Silicon Valley, Bangalore job, IT crazy shit, all this. It doesn't matter. It's like, just get any job. Any job. Like, so we had a massive population studying one thing and then becoming something else right after getting out of college. Okay. That was the life path of somebody in the 70s in terms of picking their career and whatever. And then they'd get married, etc. etc. Think about the life path of somebody born today, or even our generation, somebody born in the 2000s. You're born, okay, you go to nursery, you go to school. By the time you're in 6th grade, people start asking you, what do you want to be when you're older? What do you want to do this? What do you want to do when you're older? How will you do that? Kids are starting IIT coaching from 8th grade. Okay, and it gets worse. Like if the kids that don't do all this IIT coaching and all this that early, they are expected to know exactly what course they want to choose after 12th grade out of the thousands available, and which city to go into. Now the world is unlocked, right? You can go, you don't just have to study in India. You can study in UK, Canada, US, European countries, somewhere in the Middle East, wherever you want to go. You have all these options and you are expected to know for sure what you want to do. And if you don't know, they'll treat you like a loser. I went to my friend's house recently and his grandmom was essentially like, we were just talking normally, and she was heavy criticizing my friend. Like, what do you want to do? You should be sure. Do you want to do MBA after this? Do you want to do this? They expect us to be sure, while they're comparing their situation with our situation. Their situation had limited resources, limited options, etc. And we over here have unlimited options and we are expected to know for certain. That's crazy when you think about it. That's absolutely crazy. This is the reason why addiction and depression is at an all-time high, because parents and society put this kind of pressure on you to do the right thing through guilting you and shaming you into thinking that you should be doing the right thing, or you should know what you're supposed to do, or you should do this and do that. So because you cannot handle that kind of pressure, you do the thing that is most stimulating rather than what is most fulfilling. Okay, so in terms of a career, you pick the one that is going to pay you the most rather than what is going to fulfill you the most, because that's what society expects of you. When you have too many choices, you break it down logically. And the best way to break something down logically is to derivate the benefit it's going to have to you. Okay, so how much money is it going to make me? Will it make me famous? Will it have me respect? Okay, so you take all these metrics rather than the main metric, which is fulfillment. You put fulfillment to the side, and you take the stimulating approach. You take the stimulating approach of, okay, will it make more money? Will it get me respect? Will it get me married? Will it get me this? Will it get me that? Will it impress my parents? Will it impress my friends? Etc. And some, because of the pressure, they're just like, whatever, like, I'm done. And they get into addiction, like, because addiction is very stimulating. Why go through all this bullshit pressure of life when you have stimulation, when you have so many options, essentially so many options to do what you want? Why would you like sit down and think about your future when you can just have fun in the moment, watch porn quickly? That's gonna be more fun, isn't it? Why go through all this pressure when you can just smoke one out? Why? Right? So even if you were to start a business, even if you would gather all your energy and start a business, starting a business or working on a project which is fulfilling in its nature, it still cannot compare with the unlimited options you have in your life of the various things you can do. Okay, what do I mean by this? Again, like, how can anime, porn, TV shows, movies compare with your fulfilling work in terms of giving you stimulation? It just cannot. And fulfillment by itself, like, I can be fulfilled right now, right? I'm recording this video, I'm very fulfilled, but I could be jacking off right now because that is the most stimulating option, which is how most people are living, essentially. Because yes, recording this YouTube video can be very fulfilling, but it is very boring at the same time as well. Like, what am I doing right now? I'm just speaking, and speaking does not release anywhere near the amount of dopamine as something else, like all these other addictions. So there are two types of depressions now in the modern age. Okay, one is the cuck depression and one is the self-improvement depression. Okay, the cuck depression is basically you are in this camp of you are addicted to all this bullshit and you just hate your life. You don't know what you want out of life. You don't know anything. You keep watching porn all day. You keep watching TV shows. You keep watching anime, and you keep like commenting on other people's video or of how they're such losers and all this other stuff. That's the cuck depression. And most of us aren't in the cuck depression. Most of us are in the second batch, which is self-improvement depression, which means that you know what you should be doing. Okay, you know this is a problem where, okay, I have many options, I have this and that, I have these addictions which I probably shouldn't do, I have this business which I should probably start, I should probably leave my parents' house, I should probably go into this course in college rather than that one because I really enjoy that one. You know all this, but yet you don't do what you're supposed to do intrinsically. So you know you should stop jacking off, yet you still jack off. You know you should start a YouTube channel, yet you don't. You know you should talk to your parents about, I don't want to do all this bullshit, I want to do something else, but you don't, etc, etc. And that can cause crazy amounts of depression. Depression number 2, cuck depression is easy. Cuck depression is simple because they don't even know how to fix it. So it's like they've accepted the situation. It's like before we found out self-improvement, life was good, right? Because I used to game without guilt. I used to watch porn without guilt because I thought like it's not a bad thing. It's supposed to be healthy. Once you get aware of the situation that, okay, this thing is actually bad, it's then that you start criticizing yourself. And when you're in the second camp of self-improvement depression, it will absolutely eat you from inside. You will have a self-hatred of unmatched proportions. You will have such self-hatred of yourself for not doing the right thing, even when you knew you should be working hard on that thing. You all know what I'm talking about. And in some cases, it may even cause you physical health problems, like it has in my case. My immense stress comes from not any bullshit of, oh, I'm putting too much pressure on myself. No, the pressure comes from me not doing the things that I'm supposed to, despite knowing the things that I'm supposed to do. Okay, that's the number one reason that's causing me personally physical health issues. It's all psychological. And the days where I do the things I'm supposed to do and not do the things I'm not supposed to do, I have less physical pain. It's as simple as that. But the one advantage of the second self-improvement depression is that it only takes a few days to get out of it. It'll only take you 7 days, 10 days, 14 days max of perfect living, of doing exactly what you're supposed to do, even despite however you feel, to feel better. You will guaranteed feel better in 14 days. It's a fact. And you won't at that point remember that one event 2 months ago when you relapsed 13 times, and you won't become depressed again. Your brain only thinks short term. It does not really give a fuck about long term and the past, crazy past memories and all. It cares about the short term and what you've achieved in the recent few days and how you're feeling according to that. So these were the daily activities of you know what to do but you still don't do it. Again, when we talk about career, you're like, I'm genuinely confused. I do not know what I want out of my life. My friend, I can only give you one simple answer, which I think is very reasonable, which is just live life, because you control fewer things than you think you do. So recently, like, I was just chilling, like, I'd done all my work, and you know, like the walnuts, they come in those little, like, they come in the protection, so you have to crack it open. So I just saw like 20 of them, and I'm like, listen, I have nothing to do. I don't want to scroll on Instagram. Let me just live life. Let me just interact with my nature. So I took the walnut cracker, and I was just cracking walnuts. I was just chilling there for 15 minutes, cracking it open slowly. I was just living life. Before I would not have done it, because I was autishly thinking about, oh, I have to constantly work hard. I have to constantly do this. Arey, I have no work. What should I do? Just live life. Because you control less things than you do. Like if you simply live life, and again, you are not convinced right now. I know you are not convinced of me telling you to just live life. The next sentence will convince you. Look at all the population around you. Look at every single person around you. The older people. Did they plan your life like how you are planning right now? Did they autistically think about when they were 20, 21 years old? I want this, I want this, I got to do this, I got to do this. Yes or no? No. Now, would you say they are at a decent level in life? Like, everybody owns a house. Everybody owns a car. Everybody has 2 children. Everybody has the basic things. And they didn't plan for this shit. They just got it because they were just living life how it came. Now, you tell me right now, do you not think that with the knowledge you know, you will be so much ahead of them? Yes or no? So just chill out. Many things just take time. All these dumbasses in our society, they have the basic things that you want. With the knowledge you have and the knowledge we have, we will be far ahead of them. Just trust me on that. Because if losers like that can achieve like this much, imagine what you can with the knowledge you know. It'll just happen, bro. It'll just happen. But in the meantime, you cannot just fuck around and waste your time on all these apps and bullshit. In the meantime, listen, this is my only philosophy right now. You work, you learn, or you rest. If you don't have work, then learn and rest. That's it. Just learn, chill, and rest, and do the walnut stuff, and just live life. Interact with the world, bro. Like if you see dust over there, just like swipe it with your finger, observe it and blow it. Like stuff like that, bro. That's gonna enrich your life, and that's gonna like truly ground you with who you actually are as a person. So many of you guys are obsessed with making money. For what reason? You want things you don't want because the world and society has convinced you to want those things. You only want them because of that. Because you watch too many reels. I was talking to one guy and he was just like obsessed about like money. He didn't actually want money. He'd just seen too many of those Lamborghini reels, like Andrew Tate, like crazy shit. Like that's the thing with me. Like I actually want money. I don't watch reels, and I still want lots of money. I don't want I was never inspired by those kind of videos. you guys are inspired by many of you guys, not all of you. I won't say all of you, but many of you guys, man. And it's like a sad thing, bro. Like you are wanting things that you don't actually want, just because other people want you to want those things. It's bullshit. Find out what you really want, man. Through cutting out social media. Stop letting external forces influence you. Stop it completely. Now, why don't we do the things that we know we should do, but we still don't? So if I have set a reading goal, for example, I need to read 1 hour per day. Why don't I still read it? What is the number one cause? Just think about it. Like you've planned a day, you've set a tasks. So let's just assume you don't do it. What are you doing instead? You are mostly on your phone. So our problem isn't the work. Our problem, like our question isn't, okay, how do I make my work more exciting, or why don't I like my work? No. Your question should be, why am I not doing my work? And it's because of your distractions. If you would simply remove your distractions, you would have no choice but to work. Think about it. Because the only thing you're doing when you're not working is that you're distracted. If you're not distracted, you'll work. So the solution to this is start using a dumb phone. I've seen like recently, like many of my friends have started using like dumb phones, and I have huge respect for them, man. Because it's like, let's go. Like it's like stepping back from the bullshit, essentially. I unfortunately cannot use a dumb phone because my business depends on my stupid smartphone. I wish that would be different, but for the meantime, I have to use a smartphone, which is unfortunate. Use a dumb phone, and then if you're not a content creator, why are you having Instagram? Why are you... Listen, if you want to take this message seriously, just fucking unsubscribe to me right now and close YouTube and never open it again. If you open it again, subscribe again. But if you're serious about this, if you really want to just remove your distractions, remove like the options that you have, so that you just live life, just interacting with the world, and let things naturally fall into place. And delete Snapchat, bro. You don't need these apps, bro. How many times do I have to tell you? I was talking to one guy recently, and he was like, "Arey, I'm distracted all day." I said, "Do you have notifications on?" He said, "Yeah." And I told him to turn it off, and he was hesitant to turn it off. I'm like, "Listen, bro, what? How are people still hesitant to turn notifications off? How are people still hesitant to delete Instagram?" That means like I'm on another level. I thought like I was still like battling with like, bro, my problems are different, man. I've evolved from that phase of, oh, I can't delete Instagram. Like, just fucking delete it. I can't believe people are still hesitant about deleting Instagram and Snapchat and all these fucking apps. And we all know why consumption has zero benefits. It has negative benefits, in fact, which I mentioned in this video called The Slow Poison of Endless Fantasy. If you haven't watched it, go watch it right now. I hope you took notes in this video. The information was all over the place, but I hope you got the gist of it. Okay? Information overload is causing you addiction and depression. Distraction is causing you to not work. And you just need to live life and stop worrying about your stupid career so much, because it doesn't matter. People who didn't worry about their career still are at a decent level in their life. You still actually care about your life, you're self-improving, etc., etc. You'll be miles ahead of them during and at their age. Okay? If you like this video, just send me a DM on Instagram telling me that you liked it. Oh fuck, I just told you to delete Instagram. If you're still gonna use Instagram, just follow me and DM me there. Okay? Otherwise, just it's cool. Just like the video, fuck off, delete Instagram, YouTube, everything. And I'll hopefully see you in the future. Otherwise, take care.